Hi, Linda Sharp, class of '69. From your deep experience in academia, in government, and in private industry with your board work, how do you see the interplay among those sectors in creating the society that we need, and particularly with respect to diversity?
Yeah. Well, I'll talk about it from 2 points of view. Let me talk broadly and then talk specifically vis-a-vis diversity. You know, I've always believed in the three-legged stool of, government, industry, academia. And if you look at where we've made some of the greatest leaps forward, whether it has to do with human health and the mitigation of disease or leaps in infrastructure, I've kind of kidded about who had the iPhone cameras and so on, but there's a lot we take for granted. If you actually looked at everything that's behind it, it's not just creating the digital photography, digital camera, but, global positioning, satellites, microwaves, and that whole infrastructure, encryption, computer science, mathematics, semiconductor physics. And those things have all occurred when government, industry, and academia have come together. At the same time, when there have been times when there's been progress socially, and that gets to the question about diversity, we've made great strides when in each sector does its part, and then when they come together, it's even greater. Sometimes the federal government has had to push the private sector and to do the right thing. And at other times, and you and I we were in college at the time of the Vietnam War, at the time of a lot of the 1960s civil rights struggles. Universities have been on the leading edge, and universities are unique in that they truly are an intergenerational cauldron of people who come together, obviously to learn, but that learning takes place obviously in the classroom, in the labs, in other ways, in the formal types of things. But the greatest comes from how people interact with each other. And while much of it is intellectual, it's not all intellectual. And so, a place like MIT, a place like Rensselaer represents the whole and should country and the globe. And so with that, it both needs to be representative of the country and the globe, but it should also then, live out values that, reflect that and respect everybody. And so we have built into our strategic plan diversity and inclusion for that reason, because we think we should be exemplars of that if we're going to create and turn out leaders whom we expect to make a difference in the world.